So our group had felt that it would be important to revisit the standardized definitions for endpoints in early stage breast cancer, really because our treatment for early stage breast cancer and outcomes in this population have really evolved pretty substantially over the years. We know that having these standardized events and endpoints are really critical to help us facilitate interpretation and communication of results, help us do cross-trial comparisons and meta-analyses. But we also know that we are enrolling older patients onto trials who have competing risks. We're better now able to manage toxicities, and we're also better now able to diagnose other cancers when patients are on treatment trials. And so because of this, we wanted to better understand if we needed to adapt the STEEP guidelines to help us see if we need to create other endpoints or change endpoints that have been standardly used. And so what we did is we initially looked at how well people were complying with the STEEP endpoints and noted that many deviations to using STEEP in registration trials came from excluding second non-breast cancers in their endpoints. So they were really using invasive disease-free survival as an endpoint, but not really including the non-breast cancer primary endpoints. And so we did simulations to see how excluding this from the IDFS endpoint would impact outcomes from a trial. And what we did find is that if you have, even if both arms of a trial have the same number of second breast cancers that occur, you still have a decrease in your hazard ratio and you still have decrease in your power. And so it's really limiting your ability to understand treatment effects and diluting your ability to understand this by including these extra events. So what we did is we created a new endpoint, which we call IBCFS, invasive breast cancer-free survival, which is really the invasive disease-free survival endpoint, but excludes second primary invasive cancers so that you can really better understand your treatment impact. We also noted that STEEP did not have local regional endpoints, and so we did create these so that local regional trials would have a set defined number of endpoints. But I think the biggest lesson here is that it's really critical to choose the right endpoint for your trial. And so we did put in some guidelines and suggestions based on the type of trial you're doing to think about which endpoint may be ideal in that setting, and to also remember to include not just your primary outcome endpoint, but also include the multiple events that are contributing to that endpoint so that people can understand really what the treatment effects are and potentially what impacts toxicity may be also having on these endpoints. So I think, again, it's been a helpful thought process for us to go through, and again, teaches us how critical these endpoints are when designing trials.